themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Naimbag gabi, masanto siya sa labi idsi kayo amin, maya pabengi keka. Mayong gabi sa Tibok, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, up to Sabah. Ako po si Eric Espina, ito po ang inyong nag-iisang republika. Ang buwan po ng Disyembre ay isa pong mahalagang panahon sa sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas sapagkat sa Disyembre 21 ay magkakaroon po ng anibersaryo po ng AFP. Bagamat ang magiging parada nito ay gaganapin sa Disyembre 18. At nakakatuwa din naman na sa Disyembre din bumabagsak ang pulang araw ng CPP-NPA. Subalit hindi po sila ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong gabi. Dahil magbe-birthday po ang ating Armed Forces of the Philippines, we have invited not an active member of the service because they will be subject to certain limitations, certain protocols, and certain regulations. They have to read from one paper, ika nga. We have invited somebody who has the gift to be able to look into a looking glass and reflect upon himself as once a leader of such a great institution. And the best part about it is, from a distance, he will be able to view from his perspective a prism of what the institution he served for many, many years, how it is, what he considers should be additional reforms, wika nga, the AFP Wish List. Ang ating panauhin po ay naging Philippine Ambassador to Brunei at siya po ay walang iba kung hindi si General Alexander B. Llano, Chief of Staff from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Good evening.
Good evening, Eric,
General.
and good evening to our televiewers. Mayong gabi, kanilang tanan.
Okay. In order to situate our public regarding your watch and the events that gathered around when you were at the helm of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, maybe you can tell us what was the troublesome time when you took over the cudgels of the institution.
I took over the helm of the Armed Forces May of 2008 and was replaced by my classmate also, May of the following year. So practically I was Chief of Staff for a total of 1 year.
Okay.
1 year. And I would consider some of the very significant and major challenges then. First was, you must have remembered the MOA AD, or the
Yes.
Memorandum of Agreement Ancestral Domain, that was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And it resulted to some reaction on the part of some segments of the MILF.
Okay.
And we had some, some incidents in some areas, particularly in Cotabato and the Lanao provinces. So the armed forces had to address those violent actions on the part of the renegade elements of the MILF.
These renegade elements, so that our public maybe able to recollect who were these individuals? Sino itong mga tao?
On the part of the Cotabato provinces, you must have heard about Umbracato.
Okay.
I think even up to now, he's still...
At large?
Yes, and Commander Bravo on the part of the Lanao provinces.
Okay.
So these were the main personalities on the MILF side. And so that was one of the major challenges that I confronted during my watch. Of course, there were some other like the kidnapping, the hostage of the ICRC, the International Red Cross personnel in Jolo.
Oh, two things lang, very briefly, General. I just want the public to know, you come from Mindanao, no?
Yes, yes, I'm from
so
Zamboanga del Norte.
you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I grew up in Zamboanga del Norte. I spent my early years in that province. And of course,
you know the terrain in short. You know the personalities involved.
I had a lot of, aside from that, I have a lot of assignments in both as a commander and a staff officer in many areas of Mindanao.
Is it a correct observation that Umbracato was actually MILF, renegade MILF?
Yes, at that time we considered him because when he did that, the mainstream MILF claimed that he was no longer following the chain of command, so to speak. So that was what they claimed. So that's why during that operations in 2000, I think that was 2008, we had to be quite surgical. We had to address only the elements of Umbracato and Commander Bravo on the side of the Lanao provinces, so we can save the peace process. The mainstream MILF, as much as possible, we did not touch.
I like your very diplomatic term. They claim, the MILF claim. Now you're no longer in the service. Can you tell us what was actually behind your mind when you say that the MILF claimed that he was a renegade? Could you give them credence that they were
of course,
really renegade?
At that time, knowing how a guerrilla movement operates,
Yes.
it's not as organized, it's not as disciplined as regular armed forces. So the chain of command, as we would like to believe, is not as strict. It's not as stringent as regular armed forces of any country. So when we say that Umbracato or Commander Bravo is an MILF, perhaps the highest commander of the MILF may not be able to control him.
Okay.
So it's not really a very homogeneous and disciplined group. It's a guerrilla organization. So,
but there are interconnections and relations on both sides. So in short, they can cross one group to the other. Is that possible, and has that happened?
There had been a lot of instances. There have been a lot of instances. So we have to be very keen and we have to be very sensitive and observant.
Was your job made more difficult because of civilian political mandates?
There were a lot of I may call nuances.
Nuances, I like that word.
Yeah,
Okay.
nuances, political nuances. But on my part, as Chief of Staff, I tried my best to filter all these nuances so that when directives, when orders are given to my subordinate commanders, it is as much as possible free from all these nuances, so that what is left is the military aspect of the operations. So I cannot relay in toto, for example, what is the policy from the highest leadership. That's the job of the Chief of Staff. You have to filter it. You have to to screen and make sure that whatever is left is more or less the pure military aspect of the policy.
Okay, we have a phone call, a question. It's really more of a comment. Ending 7297, good PM, Eric. Guest nila Tatad last Sunday yung aso ni GMA. Nagbubuyo ng people power pero gusto ata nila manguna mga mahirap lumusob sa Malacanang tulad ginawa nila kay Erap. Dapat si Norberto Gonzales ang mamuno kung di siya duwag. Gusto nila ibalik si GMA sa poder. Never papayag taong bayan mangyayari yan. Si Mio. Well, Mio, thank you for watching. CP ending 9316, ang meaning ba ng VFA ay visibly favoring Americans? Well, that's the comment of you don't want to say anything about that, no?
No.
Okay. CP ending 2949. Good evening, sir. And to your guests, binabati ko lang ang AFP. There is no peace without war, and time for peace is now. Merry Christmas, Rodel Dorado ng Palawan. Uy, mayad kanimo. So, why do you think Umbracato is able to seem to have the free reign of this freedom, this sense of freedom to be able to go around and do you honestly believe that the MILF is also interested to catch him, or it is not part of their interest to run after this renegade member of theirs?
I think they are caught between, their formal relationship in the organization and,
Okay.
of course, some ethnic and cultural affiliation.
You're
So
saying
it's-
there is
yeah.
some sentimentality to...
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I would say that it's not, to me, it's not total commitment to rein him.
Okay.
So I think that's the problem also of the leadership of the MILF. We have to consider that although they would like to catch, for example, to capture Umbracato, but on the other hand, they have to think that he also has people under him.
Yes, following.
Following not just the combatants, but they have families, they have constituents in their area. And with the BBL now, with the peace process that's ongoing, these people will still be their own constituents by then.
General, if I might ask you, when the MOA AD was being cooked and was being laid out, of course, as a military man, you are not free to speak out your own mind, no, to your people. I don't know, maybe if you can speak it out to your family, but I'm sure you had your own personal thoughts about this. At that time, how did you feel about the MOA AD?
As not just as a military commander or as a chief of staff, an army chief at that time, but even before that, I've been involved. I was the chairman of the ceasefire committee of the government with the MILF.
Okay.
So I have had some close interaction
Okay.
in the peace process, particularly in the ceasefire aspect
Okay.
of the peace process. And right there and then, we had some apprehensions.
Okay.
But we also have some, some positive outlook, thinking or hoping that it will really prosper.
Okay.
Because we really wanted peace. And there were some apprehensions. For example, we know that the Bangsamoro people is not a homogeneous group.
Yes, that's a
We
very
have-
important
yeah.
point, coming
Yeah.
from a Mindanaoan also.
Yes, while many would like to believe that when you say Bangsamoro, it's one solid group. On the ground, it's not really. For those who know, the Tausugs, for example, the
different.
Maranaos and
Yes.
the Maguindanaos, I guess they have to be treated differently.
The Samals are also different.
Yeah. So this is one problem that would impact to any peace negotiations or peace process or any agreement later on. I guess what happened with the MNLF in Zamboanga is just a manifestation of those differences. And I think that is one of the challenges as far as the ongoing peace process is concerned. I cannot speak